Greetings, fellow noobs. Welcome to another NuubCast. This is Blomus bringing you 1v1 on Shakuda's Plateau between my old friend Tazeranix in the orange Protoss pants. His opponent, Tazeranix, is a diamond player. His opponent, the Grand Master, T.A. Torpid, or Tat Orpid. Pretty sure it's not that. Shaflam. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come out of the depths of bronze and silver into the realm of practicing diamonds versus grandmasters. Now, gotta be curious what Tazeranix is going to do in this build. I'm certain that he knows that his opponent is a grandmaster player. Being diamond himself, I'm sure he is going to try his butt off to match his Zerg opponent. I said in a previous cast that because of the number of players, the disparity between abilities is perhaps greatest in Bronze League. You have players who are figuring the game out and starting to advance, but you have players who know nothing and are just obviously really, really bad and just don't have any understanding of the game. Now, when you get to the higher levels, the gameplay itself is fairly matched. And what I mean by that is macro is, once you get into high diamond, you have to have good macro, period. You and low masters, I mean, you just have to have good macro. You cannot play at that high level without being able to have a good economy, to be able to produce units consistently, to be able to reinforce armies, like those things that you count on in good games and high level play games. They're obviously a must for players like these guys. Where the difference lies, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of that in this game. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched this. But considering the levels, I'm sure we'll see, the difference isn't going to be who makes the most workers or who's able to produce the most units. Obviously, there's going to be micro differences in these higher levels. Players who just have varying levels of control, which... Oh, Tazeranix chasing down the drone. That's now right there is a rare thing you see someone in diamond level do. Usually, you take off a couple, or not even try to kill the drone so quickly. You rarely see a full pull off like that at this level of play. But that's just one very minor example where the disparity between the level of play is not as great, but the because of that, the decisions that are made are that much more important. Cannons up for Tazeranix as we see his Forge Fast Expand manifesting here, and he does get a Speedling into the main, chasing down. He is going to try and get us around on with probes. Did not get to kill the Zergling. He's going to stay up here and scout, try and stay alive as long as possible. And he has got his expansion down. Torpid. I'm just going to call him Torpid. I'm assuming that's his name. I'm not even sure what that word means, Torpid. I know tepid means like warm, like lukewarm, or on the warm side of lukewarm, but I don't know what torpid means. All of you vocab experts out there, please feel free to leave a message in the comments about torpid. Pooping some creamers. And Tazeranix has got his 2 gates up, successfully walled off here in the front, and now when he gets his units up, he's going to either be able to kill off this cannon or the forge, depending on his desires and his preferred tech path. But as I was saying, to kind of finish off that last conversation, the disparity between Diamond and Masters, or even Grandmasters, while it's not, while there's not a whole lot of, it's very different, obviously, but it's a different kind of disparity, where it's more about decision making, it's more about strategy, much less about the things that we see and laugh at in the lower leagues. And I'm pretty sure most of you would agree with me on that. There may be some aspects of macro that are better in the higher leagues, but those are not generally the things that are going to win you games at higher levels. It's going to be your decision making. It's going to be your game sense. It's going to be your ability to spot things on the mini-map. It's going to be your consistency of vision, scouting. All those kinds of things are really going to make the difference in the higher level league of play. And I'm talking so much about those things that I'm not saying enough about this game. We've got now 5 gateways upstairs and 2 gateways downstairs, 7 gates, fully functioning 2 base, but Torpid does not have very many units out here. As a matter of fact, he doesn't have much at all. He is getting upgrades. He's now getting a 3rd base. Very much looking like a kind of ice fisher. Not enough queens really to call it an ice fisher though, but there's been no aggression. So the Zerg player is not needed to make any units, and now just starting to get some roaches out. We did see some lings earlier for scouting and harassment purposes, but by and large, that observer is going to be, I'm guessing, it's the first real scout that Tazeranix is going to get since he scouted the spawning pool in like the first couple minutes of the game. And he is going to go, did he rally that out here? Is he sending it there now? No. He's sending it out to the 3rd, which is a good place to look first at this point in the game. He wants to see that hatchery. He's going to see that hatchery pop. He's going to know that he's going to be behind economically. Let's look at that income tab. Zerg 66 harvesters to Protoss 57. Pretty even on mining, that being said. And well, it's because the Zerg player is in the middle of a drone transfer. So we're going to see that change right away. It looks like he's looking to take a 4th right away. Torpid not wasting any time. And creep spread doing just very well with creep spread. Torpid gooping up the joint like he owns it. And it looks like Tazeranix perhaps sees a little bit of a window of opportunity here to come in and try and get some damage done. We do have several corruptors and roaches being made, and 10 roaches, another queen, a few corruptors. Torpid is probably thinking that Tazeranix already has Colossus tech out, and he does have a robo, but no bay down. So the corruptors at this point are useless unless he's teching to hive right away, which he's not, but we do have the Hydralisk Den out. Taking out some creep doomers. Zealots out, nice force field by Tazeranix, trapping these roaches, going to be able to kill a bunch of these units, but these guys on the side do get by. They're killing some sentries, valuable units for Tazeranix, and more roaches pouring out. 11 more roaches in the queue, getting surrounded on these Stalkers, going to be able to take them down easily. Tazeranix really being taken to task. No blink either, and so now being surrounded, although a lot of these roaches are weak, and it looks like Tazeranix could swing things back in his favor if he focuses down these weak roaches. He is going to do it, but once again, more and more roaches pouring out. Getting the warp in here is Tazeranix. We're having a nice trade-off here between these two armies. But again, the Torpid doing a better job focus firing with his roaches, and he is going to clean up this attack and is going to come out on top. Another round of warping for Tazeranix. I don't agree with that at this point. He is going to be able to kill these guys, but I don't agree because, of course, we have more roaches massing right here. Kind of a waste of warping. Should have warped in back home. He's expanding behind the attack. And wow, 4 more very fast gateways. Not sure I like that movement. I wonder if he can have vision. No, he can't see what's happening across the way. Stalker is returning home to defend. And what are we doing tech-wise? We have Immortals coming out. We're going to be very good against those roaches. But as you saw, the Corruptors are already in the air. We're having level 2 flyer attacks coming in. We don't have Hive Tech just yet, or a Greater Spire. So I wonder if Torpid is just banking on Tazeranix getting Colossus when he appears to be going for more Immortal play. Getting a 3rd Immortal out as the second guy slowly makes his way down. No, you're leading with your Immortal. Get him out of there. And these 2 Artosis, I guess you can't really have 2 Artosis pylons, but the Roach is going to come by, try and snipe this Nexus, and they're going to get it done. And they're going to be able to take out all these units too. Tazeranix is getting a flank on these Roaches, but his Stalkers that are leading the way are getting weak. But it looks like I don't know if that's going to be worth it for Torpid to lose all those Roaches, although, and he is making more Roaches. I thought maybe with the Hydralisk Den we'd see some more Hydras come out against these Stalkers, a much more DPS, much more damage dealing, much higher damage. Yeah, that's my tongue, guys. I can't use it. It's a tongue. I don't know. But this is the kind of the point of the game. Or Lings, good. I like Lings against this kind of Stalker play too. Decent force fields. Not enough though. Couldn't trap them. And if you don't trap the Roaches, if they're able to get around your force fields, whether to run away or to flank you, that force field actually begins to work against the Protoss player. Do we have some Hydras out yet? No, we do have. Now we're seeing some Hydras come out. We have 12 Hydras come out. Lots of Lings. Going to get a surround on those Stalkers. We do have Blink Tech coming out now finally for Tazeranix. Would have liked to see him get that a lot earlier in the game. Our Zerg player is pretty much consistently maxed. I'd love to see Tazeranix taking a 4th here. Zerg player is just rolling on 4 bases. Got them all well defended. And this is going to be a tough attack for Tazeranix to break. He didn't even bring the Hydras in. No, they're just popping out now. If he had his Hydras in this attack, I think the game would be over. But the Roaches are doing pretty darn well. 2-1 Roaches against 1-1 Stalkers. Stalkers are going to do real well. He doesn't even have to send in his Hydras. They're just chilling back home. No Colossus out. Doesn't even look like there are plans to make Colossus. I think he was hoping to have that Blink earlier. I think it would have done much better for him. And these Roaches able to get some worker kills in here. We look at the. Let's look at unit loss. Yeah, the Zerg player way ahead of Tazeranix in the units lost tab here. Check out the army. Just huge, obviously huge food lead, huge income lead for Zerg. He's just completely overwhelming Tazeranix at this point. And but if you notice, there's the end of the game. Tazeranix GG's out, and he did pretty good. He hung in there. He just lost a bunch of workers, but prior to that, he was hanging in there as far as macro goes. He was doing well. What he didn't do He was very late getting his third base. He didn't even try to get a fourth, while the Zerg player very quickly had 4 bases up and running. And that's just one area, but that's enough. When you get at this level, it's much less forgiving. And while the difference in play, it seems greater because of the importance of decision making and things at this level, and game sense and things like that, like I was saying before. I'm not going to belabor that point. I'm just going to say thank you to Tazeranix for always sending in good games, whether you win or lose. It is always appreciated. If you have a replay you would like to see cast on NuubCast, please send it to noobcasters@gmail.com. Please do not send me links, but send me replay files. It's just a bit of bigger pain if I have to download them from someone else's site, when I can just save them to my own replay folder. There was something else I needed to say about that, but I can't remember what it is. I'm sure I'll remember at some point, but not this point. Keep climbing that ladder, y'all. Peace.